Ladies and gentlemen, we have the website No Kings.
That sounds about right, Phil. I like the sound of that.
They've got rallies planned for the 14th. There are thousands that are set up. So I think we have formally 6 official events. You've got...
Can we also agree before... I'm sorry to interrupt you, but these are completely astroturfed?
Yes.
Can we all agree on that?
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I'm getting.
Okay, sorry.
You've got Philly.
I apologize.
Yeah.
You've got Charlotte. You've got Atlanta, Chicago. You've got Houston. And
Is that Charlottesville, you said, or Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Okay, I thought it said... No,
Charlotte
okay, you're right.
2.0.
And you've got No Kings Phoenix. But all of these smaller events, Truckee. Look at that one.
Wait, what's No Kings mean in this context?
Trump.
Oh,
So they're planning thousands. They even have some in Canada. Here's one in Ottawa.
they don't have kings in Mexico, do they? Not anymore.
Do they have any events in Mexico? They do. Yes.
Wow.
No Kings, Ensenada, Mexico.
What is this even? I'm sorry.
It's all leftist garbage.
But what is it? I'm sorry.
Whoa, they got
Wait,
all
hold on,
over
hold on. I
Mexico.
gotta say one more
Should
thing.
be no dad.
Look at this.
I gotta say something. In all seriousness,
Oaxaca.
going from literally Hitler to you're kind of a king, that's kind of an upgrade.
Check this out. So they've got many in Mexico. They've got Mexico City. They've got I can't pronounce
No
it.
tyrants.
How do you say that?
That sounds cool.
Ajijic. Ajijic.
I don't know.
It's Ajijic. Malice. So here's the great and Puerto Rico. Don't forget
Nothing in
Puerto Rico.
Cuba though.
Nothing in Cuba. I wonder if there's any
Wait,
else.
there was one in the middle, no, in South America.
What? Where?
That's the lake.
Oh, sorry.
It's a lake.
That's like Titicaca.
Yeah.
Oh, all over Europe.
Oh, nice.
Oh, surprisingly,
Who-
all over Western Europe too.
Listen, I know that what they're doing is they're creating these as hubs so that anybody who wants to participate can, and they're sending it to activists in the region to inform other activists. The event.
And also you get their email addresses and you get
But
these
here's the
lists.
question. This is remarkably expensive to organize mass protests in several countries, 4 different countries, thousands across the United States, it appears. This is institutional level organizing for anti-Trump protests.
You know who is probably behind this? Soros.
Alex?
Yeah,
There's got to be Soros money. I bet you.
Probably.
yeah. I mean, that's generally the guy that's
Vegas.
This is
involved with
completely
these.
astroturf. This is very corporate. This is not organic.
Right. It's not the yellow vests.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They did their thing, and that felt organic.
But people show up to these things.
But okay,
They do.
I'm sorry. I'm asking a dumb question, and I apologize in advance. Not because it's dumb. The question, the answer is going to be dumb. Is their point that no one should ever be deported from anywhere?
No, their point is they
Yes.
just want. You think it is?
When we had a liberal woman on the show,
You mean Phil?
no.
Excuse me.
She said that one of the things that Trump did that's bad was that he forced trans people to put their gender marker on their passports, meaning if they travel to other countries, they'll be killed. And I said, what right does an American have to lie on documents to enter a foreign country in violation of their laws? And she said they have the liberty to do so. The actual view of these liberals, which is just an amorphous term for the left ideology, is that we have a right to enter any country we want, and anybody has a right to enter our country whenever they want, and no one can be removed.
I think the title "No Kings"
Oh my
says a lot because it's like I think these riots are for immigrants as much as BLM riots were for Black lives.
It says
It's an excuse to
Do you know
be
what's-
anti-Trump.
I'm sorry. I got to give these people credit. This is really smart because this is as close I've seen in the last 10 years to lefties draping themselves in the American flag. Because this is the kind of thing patriots say.
Yeah.
Like that is like right wing.
Well, they're also reportedly
slogan.
right now. The rumor going around is that in LA, organizations are handing out American flags to protesters because they understand the Mexican flag is very bad.
I had Destiny on my show, and one of the smartest things he said, it goes, "It's absolutely insane that Democrats don't wave the American flag. The best country on earth. This alienates voters. What the hell are you thinking?" And he's absolutely correct.
Yeah, I mean, it alienates your average normie American that doesn't want to be a self-hating person.
To the nth degree.
Yeah, like you cannot expect to say, hey, your country has done all of these bad things to a normal person that just goes to work and does normie stuff, right? And then expect them to be like, oh, you're right. Let me, get the cat of nine tails and whip myself and feel bad and I should change everything in my life. You're not going to get normal people to do that. They're going to say, F you, I'm going to go do whatever it is that I want to do with my family, my friends, whatever.
And I remember it was 2008, 2012. There was a rumor that Michelle Obama's like thesis or something like that, had some kind of anti-American stuff. And she came out at the Democratic convention and she opened her speech with, my name is Michelle Obama and I love America. Like she couldn't wait to drape herself in the flag. And they won.
Right.
Yes. That's the winning move.
Great at lying.
They don't love America, though.
Right.
They love their version. I disagree. I think Michelle Obama loves her. America's done her very well. She loves her vision of America.
She says she's a victim, though.
You could be a victim, and you could. What if you're a
I
bad
don't-
wife?
But she makes it sound like America has victimized her. So I don't know if she really. loves
I
the country.
think I'll defend her. I'm sure being first lady to that presidency was not a fun experience for her.
Especially as a trans person.
I don't think she did not seem to be enjoying herself.
No.
I don't imagine that very, very many first ladies will, in the future, will enjoy that.
I think
Jill had
Melania
fun.
likes it. I think Jill loved
Think
it. Jill loved
She was
it.
president.
Jill was
Jill loved
Yeah,
it.
Jill was-
Hillary
Jill was
loved it.
president.
Jill was
Hillary loved it. Nancy Reagan loved it.
Oh yeah, Hillary for sure.
It's a mix.
That's back in the day. I think it's going to become. The reason I say that is I think it's going to become more and more difficult for the spouse of the president to endure the scrutiny that social media puts on.
And especially because they have to bite their tongue because they're not elected. I agree with you, Phil.
Which is why Melania doesn't spend as much time in the White House this time as she did the first time.
yeah.
And a lot of it is because of the scrutiny that people put on you. And it goes, for the left and the right. I'm sure that people can say, oh, Melania got it worse than Michelle. And I would actually say I don't think Melania has gotten it worse than Michelle.
Should we check on the book listing?
Yes,
Do
we
we
should.
rank? Should we look?
Pull it up, see what you got. While you're doing that, I've got the toolkit for this event. They're saying what to know. They say you want to register to be a host. Don't register an event in D.C. They are concerned about Trump's upcoming military parade and they don't want to conflict with it, which is, I think, the funniest thing imagined about their No Kings protest. Like, whoa, guys, we're not actually going to protest Trump's event. That'd be protesting a king. Yeah. He's a king, but we'll protest somewhere else.
Let the king have his parade.
Yeah.
We have one review, and I want to thank this person.
5 out of 5.
The review said 5 out of 5, and God bless you, whoever you are. I wish you gave me your name because I would have followed. They go, this book did not adequately explain why I was blocked on X. So if I knew who this was, I would not only unblock you, I would follow you. But head over to notsickofwinning.com and let's see if we get this book to rank.
That's great.
But I'm not getting a number at all for now.
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
I hope
Sorry,
they reach
go
out and get a follow back.
That's a great review.
It's a great review. I want to give the person
Do you know where you're at or how many?
Doesn't give me a number, no.
Doesn't say.
Is there an audiobook or
Not
again,
Everybody,
audio?
you got to go to notsickofwinning.com.
.com.
Buy the book. I'm impressed. 100 chapters outlining each day of Trump's presidency, and you said they're all good.
All in a row.
Not a single bad day.
The worst day that was I have in there because I had to stretch for this one was when they gave out the Epstein files.
Oh,
That's yeah. Rough.
But
still, it was a good day.
it was a good day because at least it recognized that it's still on his mind. So that was the one where I had to stretch. But everything else, it was win after win after win. We forget. Remember, I had this tweet. I go, I'm over Trump. It's been 2 days and no judge has been arrested. Because there were like 2 judges in 2 days. It was crazy.
It's
it's really it's scary in a sense, but not really. The Democrats understand something about controlling stupid people for power, that there is a reality that stupid people want to be controlled, or at the very least, they're unwilling to break from the ideology.
Henry H.L. Mencken, I quote this all the time, said 100 years ago, the average man does not want to be free. He simply wants to be safe.
Yeah.
And Fox, for weeks, has been like, the Democrats are dead. There's no way coming back. I'm like, it's not even the first quarter of his term. This is the oldest political party on earth. If you just look today, I ratioed.
It's the oldest political party on earth?
Yes, the Democratic Party.
Really?
Yes, and that doesn't happen by accident.
No, but you mean in America? Like, no
On
other...
Earth. Yes, the oldest continuous. Like, there's other parties that existed before, but they're all dead.
Wow.
So
no
that
one's
doesn't-
persisted?
No one's persistent like the Democratic Party, and that doesn't happen by accident. And I just saw this today. They launched a new. Go look it up. They launched a new live stream on their YouTube, and they went from having Officer Harris, who was a mentally handicapped biracial woman. The woman running it, who's their communications director, is an Aryan superwoman. You would think she comes from an alt-right meme. It's insane. I'm like, do I have to hide in an attic? Because the second DEI is a problem for them, they're going to throw people under the bus and search for those suburban white votes.
They're good at rebranding.
They're very good at rebranding.
And they know that their base is susceptible to that.
The second oldest party is
The Biden party?
Conservative UK Party.
The Tories.
Descended from the Tories. So while technically, I was thinking right away, like, wouldn't the Tories be? But
They're the 1830s, I think, right?
the Tories are considered to have become defunct around 1834, evolving into the Conservative Party, which was formally founded in 1834.
Yeah.
So it's similar, but in that respect, the Democratic Party is similar. I love this. Do you know what preceded the Democratic and the Republican parties?
It was the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans.
The Democratic Republican Party.
Yeah, the Jeffersons, yeah.
That's funny. And they were like, let's cut it in half and go to war with each other for hundreds of years.
Well, they did, because
I know.
it was the era of good feelings. The Federalists were destroyed, and then you had the two wings. This is the other thing that's really kind of drives me crazy about conservative media. We're like, we have to defeat the Democrats. Like, you think the Democratic Party goes away, all those lefty voters are just going to start voting pro-life?
Right.
There's still millions of them. What are you going to do? They're still going to vote in
Yes,
what you don't
but
like.
in a first past the post voting system,
Sure.
the effective winning strategy is to create 6 different political parties and then neatly sort them and make them fight each other.
Sure.
Then you can never lose, even if you have a minority government.
Right. And we see that in UK to some extent.
So there's going to be, open borders leftists, and there's going to be Bernie Sanders national capitalists. It's the World Socialist website called Bernie Sanders a nationalist capitalist.
Yeah.
Because he believes that we should close the borders and that workers can make money. And they were like, no, he's wrong. So you make those leftists fight each other. They form 2 different factions. Now you only need 33% to win.
Do you know what else I think is going to start happening? I think increasingly the LGBT coalition is going to fall apart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because of the trans issue.
These gay men, who many of them are high testosterone, even either naturally or through pharmaceutical means, are increasingly going to be like, I have nothing to do with this.
Yep.
And they all have a lot of money because they don't have kids, and they have a lot of clout because a lot of times they're very powerful. Watch, that's going to happen.
Yeah. That's something that we've talked about a lot, is the fact that one of the things that the left has done is tried to tell regular American men, hey, you have to accept that this man that is a man is telling you that they're a woman. You not only have to accept that, if you don't accept it and embrace it and behave as if they are a woman, that might include dating them, then you are a bigot.
You had your turn.
Yeah.
Now you have to listen to us.
It is. And you were never going to get people to get on board with that.
Gay men are the new straight males.
What?
It's like gay men are the new straight males to the Democratic Party, just like Larry Elder was the blackface of
Spoken like a true invert.
But look,
Something I learned tonight. Thank you.
women might assent to that, but men are not going to.
Yeah.
Like, women might be like,
It's certainly
well,
not
Don't you know
behind the privacy
anything,
of the
you
ballot-
guys?
of the ballot box. What?
yes.
You want to read that, Michael? No?
I don't.
Who wants to read it?
Straight men are the
No,
white,
no,
not
but
what it
Get
says.
it right, Phil.
Phil can't read. Phil can't read.
Oh, my bad. Straight black men are the white people of black people.
did you not
It
know
feels
that?
counterintuitive to suggest that straight black men as a whole possess any sort of privilege. But
This is from 2017.
Wait, can I actually make a correction?
This is the root.
It would be straight black women, because straight black women are more successful than straight black men. They go to college at higher rates. They earn more income. So if you're going to say someone's the white people, black people, it'd be straight black women.
No. Because men are oppressors. It doesn't matter if they're more
It
successful.
doesn't say men. It says white people.
Yes.
So
Women can't be oppressors.
do they mean oppressors? Or do they mean successful?
This is what they're talking about. Talking about privilege.
Oh Jesus.
the
Right.
white people of black
No,
people.
but still, straight black women have the most privilege. Who has the most privilege?
Women can't have more privilege than men. Therefore, men are always going to be the oppressor.
Because the man is
Even though they
male.
go to they're incarcerated. I mean, if you look at black men going to jail versus black women, it's
Now, hold on.
It doesn't
If
matter.
the straight black man later comes to decide that he is a woman, now he is no longer a white person.
I think you might be incorrect, because in black communities that stuff doesn't fly. They're the least pro-trans, least pro-gay.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, you go to Chicago and watch these Snapchats where one guy calls the other guy gay and see what happens. Like they go and shoot buildings up. It's crazy. They don't. It's wild that the left wants to inject that into the black community, and they ain't having it.
Black people are not inherently by nature, they're not any more inherently Democrat than white people are.
They might be more Democrat, but they're not progressives in the college sense.
That's true. That's
It's
true.
very much a white phenomenon. I remember I used to watch Kathy Griffin's show when it was funny, and this is when gay marriage was on the ballot in California.
Yeah.
But it was like, do you want to not ban gay? It was like worded weird. And she knocked at this black lady's house, like middle class woman. And the woman's like, no, I'm against. She goes, oh, she's like, people are confused because it's worded weird. She goes, I'm not confused. I'm against it. And she closed the door in Kathy's face. Kathy like moves to kick the door. I'm like, the condescension of this woman who has a job, a nice house, and you're talking to her like she's Phil who doesn't know how to read.
It's like remember that viral video that went around at the beginning of them doing the vaccine mandates, and they went around to like a lot of black neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And they were like, what? Why? That's the
Tuskegee?
science. Right. Yeah. They don't know about that. I mean, the black neighborhoods do, but the person with the microphone does not.
And also you remember 5 years ago we were told Monsanto's going to kill us all, and now you're saying Monsanto's our savior. Stick to the script.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.